Okay. Okay. It'll be star 2 to raise our hands with any victories, questions, comments. It'll be star 2 to raise your hand. We're getting off to a little bit of a slow start here with everybody, but we still have more people rolling in here. Well, I'll call on somebody. Saul, how's it going, man? You there, brother? Saul, are you in the background? All right. Saul didn't answer, so we'll move on to any others. Star 2 to raise your hand. Actually, I'm going to go to David because we actually had a question out of him the other day. Hey, David, are you there?
Yes, Mike, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, you had a question that I was going to check in on you for, but I can't remember what it was. Do you by chance remember?
Gosh. Which one it was? I'm driving right now, so I can't check back through my notes.
Okay.
We had talked previously about someone you knew who was doing who had sent out some inquiries about private lending, and he had actually sent them through the mail. He had recorded some videos of himself explaining his program and sent them directly to doctors, I believe. So
yes.
that was one of the things that we had, which I haven't gotten around to doing, but that sounds like a great idea.
Yes, and I talked to him the other day, and he has had some success with it. He did raise a couple million in about 3.5 months, and so he's had some good success with it.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to get the ball rolling and get that into gear.
I asked him. Really it was interesting because I asked him how I said how did contact go, and he said it's just like any mailer campaign. I got about a 1% return. He said, so I did 500 of them, and I got 5 meetings out of it, and I think he got about 3 or 4 people to lend to him, and those 3 or 4 people recommended 3 or 4 more people. But he said he got more phone calls about his presentation and how he did it, and they'd be interested in doing that than about lending the private money. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So the presentation really caught people's eye.
Wow. Well, I wish he had sent me one.
Right?
I might have sent him some money just to become one of his lenders, just to find out how he borrowed it. I did have a discouraging. Oh, pardon me. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Let's see. I had a upsetting moment a few days ago. I'm a wholesaler who I've dealt with quite a bit, and they brought me a subject to deal. Went to see the house. They were piggybacking on another wholesaler, which is not unusual for this one. And all the numbers worked. Everything was fine. I said, I'll do it. It's done. Send me the contract. Day goes by, no contract. 2 or 3 days go by, I know something's wrong. I haven't gotten a contract. After 5 days, I get an apology. She had gone back and tried to talk down the original wholesaler and get a better deal. And at which point they just took somebody else, and so she was out, and a very nice deal just evaporated. So that was something I hope other people don't have to go through. But
that's happened to me. Yeah, that's happened to me with those double wholesalers. They can be a pain in that regard.
Yes. I also had a blow up with my CPA. uh, I'd had subject twos in the past, which I turned around and got did lease purchases to to renters who would then someday hopefully get financing and buy the property. But until then, I'm making a spread, of course. And she had never given objection before to this, but there was one that was a little more expensive than I normally run. That is the property. It was maybe a $250,000 property, which here in Winston-Salem is $100,000 more than I would normally do here. Yes, but it was surrounded by little mini mansions, and it just made sense. But I still only got, and then I got right away a guy who owns a car repair place, who went in there as my tenant to be buyer, and I charged him about a little under 5% for the option in this case, which to me I thought was completely okay. She came back and said that she was going to have to treat that as a sale, in which case I was going to have to pay all the taxes because I'm still dealing with that bad CPA who wants me to pay taxes on anything I haven't hold for a year, even if I sell it with owner financing. Well, this was the first time that she had ever pulled a rug out from under me on a deal, a lease option deal, where I had a tenant who wanted to be the buyer. So we really went to the mat with that one. And what finally happened was I had to sign an acknowledgement that she was warning me that the IRS could come after me and charge fees, and there would be lots of money involved. But that she was basically doing what I wanted to do despite her recommendations, which just seemed interesting to say the least. So that was during the last couple of weeks that this happened, and so I just throw that out there for anybody who's listening that if your CPA says your lease purchase is actually a sale, you'll have heard of it before because it got thrown at me.
So
if I said that correct.
Will you continue with the CPA, or are you looking for a different one? What do you do?
We are just about caught up because we were way behind with some taxes, and we kind of couldn't change horses in the middle of the stream. But
that's tough.
Now that
I've been there, and that is tough.
So we've got another few days to go, and then I think for 2020 we can start looking and hopefully find a CPA who is more of the inclination of the CPA you're working with. And,
good. Okay.
This is it's very painful having to be a landlord for a year just so that you don't have to. You can turn around and sell with owner financing without having to pay 30 years of taxes today.
You're responsible for all those toilets and everything for a year, huh?
Yes, that's right. Not that I'd ever sell anybody a lemon on purpose, but it's a different ballgame. It really is. I don't like being a landlord. But thanks for letting me blow those up. And
absolutely. No, thank you for sharing. I'm glad we could call on you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye.